Pinkies everywhere. Oh, yeah. That's only because I saw a baby snapper. Oh no! G'day, my name is Luke and this is my wife Jen. And here are our two growing boys, Liam and Elliot. We've been fishing, boating and exploring the pristine waters of the Fraser Coast for about 10 years now. So subscribe and come join the adventure. Oh. Exactly sure how you've done that. Oh, there we go. First drop. Okay. Big eye trevally. You can see by the big eyes. Big eyes. I'm just being very careful how I hold him because they got very sharp tails. Get him back. Whew. G'day folks, Luke here. Thanks so much for watching. Well, last week we were on the flats of Fraser Island fishing for flathead, and this week we've pushed up the island a bit. That's Fraser Island in the background. I'm about halfway up the island, so as a geographical reference point, Arch Cliff is over there, and I'm probably sitting about 8-9 nautical mile off of Arch Cliff. I'm just having a jig in about 20 meters of water. Just to see what's around. What I have noticed is the same as in the Great Sandy Strait. The water out here is crystal clear. The gear that I'm using, a few people asked me in the last video to run through the gear that I was using in a bit more detail. I know some people don't care, but I'll do it anyway. I've got two jig sticks. I'll run you through this one and then I'll run you through the other one a little later. There's the Jig Para, 60 gram. Okay, it's just the silver one. I'll get the coloured name and code and everything and I'll put it up. Okay, so I've used these heaps of times before. 30-pound fluorocarbon leader from Platypus, connected to 15-pound braid from Platypus on a Saragossa SW5000, mounted on a Icon Bad Boys Hustler SP, which are exclusive to complete angler stores around the country. A really good jigging outfit, really powerful. This is my heavier jigging outfit. They do get a lot heavier, and then I've got the lighter stick down the back, and all I'm doing is just moving around on some marks that I've got, using the electric motor to anchor lock when I find fish, giving them a few jigs to see if they bite or not, and if they don't, move on. If they do, play for a bit, and hopefully find something with a tinge of red in it to take it home for the family to eat for dinner. So let's see what we can turn up today. That's us. Another pinky. Another pinky. Another one. Another pink. Another pinky! Ah! So I'm being harassed by pinkies everywhere today, little pinkies. I believe they're actually quite tasty in that you can take them home, but I've never tried. So it's a pinky fest today, with a splattering of good fish. I just want to show you the favourite screen setup I've got at the moment, while I'm just having a bit of a sand around on this spot. So I've got the side imaging up the top. At the moment it is set on 455 kilohertz, and you've got the option to go to 800 and mega. I generally find in 20 meters or more I want to go the 455, sort of from 15 to 20, the 800, and then mega imaging shallower than sort of 15. Not sure if you can see it on the camera, but there's a bit of a ripple over here on the water. That's these big bait schools that you can see here getting around. But this is the, so I've got the 2D sonar, the side imaging and the GPS over there, and that's sort of my favourite sounder setup at the moment. I find it the most versatile. Then when I find something, I can really drill in with the down imaging and things like that. I was really hoping, I found all these schools of bait, lots of yakkers and things like that, but I really can't find anything hanging around them, disturbing them at the moment. One of the things you'll notice today, we've got a full moon tonight, and the current is really hammering at the moment. So you'll notice the way the electric motor is pointing. I've got it on anchor lock. It's pointing me that way because the current's flowing really hard that way. As a result, I've got a 60 gram jig on. I'm having to cast it up that way a little bit to get it to, as it's falling through the water column, to come back and then be pretty much vertical under the boat. That's pretty much vertical now. You really, oh, yep. You really don't want to, oh, this guy's, wouldn't be surprised if it's another one of those big eye trevally, but when they're down deep, this guy feels a bit bigger. He doesn't want to come up. Okay, so I can't see any sharks on the sounder. That's the sounder shot. So you can see it's loaded. So I'm happy to let him play around for a bit. See, this guy feels a bit bigger. Oh. Oh. So yeah, when you're jigging, you really do want to have that vertical, straight up and down on the jig as much as possible. And that's about getting your, you know, matching your jig head weight to the depth and the current. Got colour. So got another trevally. Oh, he's a bigger one. Oh. So it looks like there's a big pack of them down there. Oh, that's a queenfish. Okay, so I got a bit of a mixed bag happening. Oh, he's fat. Oh, he's actually quite a good fish. All right, so those anal spines down the bottom can be quite dangerous. And these guys wiggle really, really hard. One of the things you'll notice I'm doing today, as opposed to just, so normally it just hits the bottom and I just lift. What I've noticed today is I'm really having to bring it up through the water column a bit to get that bite. Probably about 5 or 6 goes and then drop it back down. The fish are moving around a fair bit, so I'm constantly having to move and change position. So what I'm really doing is I'll take myself up into the current a bit, adjust my line and then just drift back until I find a big show on the sounder. And once I find the big show, then I'll sort of anchor lock, quickly get it down. I'm getting maybe 1 or 2 drops on them and then they move. So they're just circling around these marks that I've got. I think that's one of the tips I'd offer to people is, I know, and look, I'm not a bait fisher, all right, so it could be very different with bait fishing, but I see a lot of people, they'll go to a mark and sit right on top of it and anchor on it and not move and catch very little, if anything. And there's so many times I've been, you know, I'll go to well-known areas, well-known marks, and I'll see 2 or 3 boats crammed together sitting on it. This ain't really working at the moment. And I'll generally sort of get there and sand around them, sort of sound, you know, a good couple of 100 meters off, and I'll find a patch of fish sitting, you know, 200 or 300 meters away, next to no mark, but they're just moving around the area, and catch fish, and then meet people back at the ramp, and they'll be like, oh, we saw you fishing there, did you get anything? And you say, yeah, got this, got this, got this, and they'll be like, oh, we didn't get anything, and we're sitting there for 3 hours. I think if you've got the opportunity, use your electronics, use the tools that are available to you as much as you can, and move around a little bit. Sometimes you just find them and you'll sit on them all day and catch them all day and it'll be great, but yeah, be prepared to move a little bit. For what it's worth, there's a little observation, I guess. Yep. Oh, whoa, oh. Finally found the bigger ones. Oh, it's not an absolute giant, but any fish that can do that is okay in my books. Oh, does not want to come up. Big school underneath us. Oh, show you the sounder. So very different school this time. So this is I'll show you the sounder in a sec, if I remember. Basically there's a huge bait school there, but this time there's very distinct thicker arches around it. That's what I've been looking for. Now look at the action of this rod. Some people might be thinking it's about to snap, but that's exactly what the jig rod's meant to do. Got colour, looks silver. Wouldn't be surprised if it was a Queenfish. Yep, I think so. Good size one. All right, get him up. Oh. Doesn't like the look of the net. Oh. I think we've hooked the net under the jig. Here we have. I think we're going to have to. There we go. Oh, oh. Oh God, he's off. The jig got caught on the net. Well, that's an easy way to do a release. Didn't even have to get him out of the water. Oh, tell you what, those Queenies are actually pulling quite hard. So again, check your knot, check your leader, everything looks all right on that. That jig's, top jig hook's starting to look a bit done over. Okay, there's one. I don't know if it's because I'm tired or what. This one feels heavier. Ooh. Okay, pump and wind time. Wind as we go down. Oh. I don't know if this is another Queenfish, because I have been quite a few of them today, and they seem to be, it's kind of, feels like it's, you know, this actually feels snappery. It does. That's only because I saw a baby snapper. Oh no! The heartbreak, the anguish. So I'm done for today. It's been a nice afternoon. I'm going to make the run back to Hervey Bay now. It'll take me about 20 minutes to get back.